right, everybody, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? All right, if you're wondering why it's 6:25 in the morning and I'm fucking doing this on a Monday, it's because I had a text about 30 minutes ago saying that we're not working today. Now, why aren't we working today? And most people would be pretty happy about getting a day off, right? Well, I'm not too fucking happy about this because I had off last Monday and last Tuesday because my boss is, yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. Today's subject, if you didn't read it, is bad bosses. More like bad decisions made by bosses. So, one of the guys that I work with that went out of town this past weekend and isn't back yet, so that's why we're not working today, because one person can't come in today. The rest of us aren't working today. The entire team is off today because of one individual, which makes no fucking sense. If all of us were brand new, I would completely understand this and go, okay, all right, I get it. We don't really, know what we're doing. But I've been there for almost a year, and the really messed up part about all this is I was hired to run the day-to-day operations, and my boss has to come to me to hand me the paperwork to go over and everything so that I can then turn around and give it to the guy that's not there today. Now, I'm not throwing out any names right now because I don't want to get anybody in trouble, and I don't want to get myself in trouble or anything. Not that I would. I'm sure. I highly doubt that my boss is listening to this or will listen to this. So, but just the it's really annoying when you know how to do your job, your team knows how to do their job, but one team member can't come in, so your boss decides that the entire day is going to be thrown away. This is the same boss who will bitch and moan about production and the fact that this entire company runs on the basis of production and producing. So, how can we produce if you tell us we're all off today because one person can't come in? It makes no damn sense. And you're cutting into my damn paycheck. And you're pushing me to do something that I don't want to do, which I've mentioned on the podcast before, and that's open up for the ads and the sponsorships and stuff, and also activating the listener support from you guys and things. So I don't want to do that, but it's getting to that point where I'm about to have to. I mean, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see right now, there's a pillow behind me on my chair. Why is there a pillow? Because I'm not making enough money to even go get a decent enough fucking desk chair right now. It's ridiculous. And then to get these days off for stupid reasons, it's not making any damn sense. And for the past couple weeks now, there have been a few of us, actually, and when I say a few, I mean 75% of us going, this shit just isn't working with this kind of crap. We're all ready to start looking for second jobs and or another full-time job because it's just getting that ridiculous. And then he hired on a new guy, which, hey, by all means, hire more people. Okay, I get it. But you're not working the rest of us enough to be hiring new people. So you're a dick for that. And it's just not, it doesn't make any good business sense. If the people you already have working are making less hours than what they were, why would you hire on someone new and then have to spend even more money when you can't even give the people that you have the hours that they were once working? I was working 40 hours a week, absolutely no problem. Now it's been cut back to 36 hours a week. And then now we're getting maybe 3 days a week to work. So you're cutting us back even more because we work 9-hour days. So you figure, what? You just chop me down again? It's getting a bit ridiculous here. You keep cutting it back. I'm not even making 30 hours a week. I'm getting like 27 hours a week now because of this kind of stupid shit. That's not enough to pay for a damn thing. And this is why when Katie had asked me, oh, don't you love your job? Absolutely not. I don't love my fucking job. I love the fact that I have a job. But outside of that, I don't give a fuck about this job. I really don't. And because it's not what I want to do. I shouldn't say I don't give a fuck about it. Because, again, I love the fact that I have a job, that I have work to go do. But having a job that you don't work at is a lot like not having a job at all. Because if I'm not at work, I'm not getting paid. So I could sit at home and do this and not get paid. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Hell, I could sit at home, do this, and if I was doing this every day, then I would probably be able and feel comfortable enough with getting paid for doing this because I would constantly be doing it and I would be putting out shit every single day. And then I would be like, oh, hell yeah, I should get paid for this because I'm putting so much time into it. But damn, one guy? One person can't make it into work today, so the entire team is off. That sounds like an excellent business decision. Meanwhile, you've got someone there who, when they are there, they actually make work more difficult and slow things down, but you won't get rid of that person and give us a even dollar raise apiece. He could give us a dollar raise and still be saving himself $7 an hour. And still getting work done and probably getting more. No, not probably. Fuck probably. Because I've been working there for 9 months. I've been working there long enough to have a fucking baby. And I've timed specific jobs that we do within the day-to-day shit to know how long it takes us to do certain things. And that's with and without machines messing up and little errors here and there. So I know exactly, depending on what job we're doing that day, I know exactly how long it should take. I also know that when you throw that other guy into the mix who barely does shit, it takes us twice as long to do certain things sometimes. So there's no financial benefit to keeping him. There's no business benefit to keeping him around. It's actually the exact opposite of that. It's not helping anything. In fact, it's hurting. So strictly from a business perspective, it actually makes more sense to give the three of us a $2 raise, still be saving yourself $4 an hour and getting more production done, which means not only are you saving yourself $4 an hour, you're still actually making more money an hour. But that's just me and how my brain works, things that make sense in my head never seem to apply to work for some reason. Maybe I'm completely wrong, though. What do you guys think, Get more work done and save money, or spend money and get half the work done? What do you guys think is a good business, model to follow? I'm with the have less people working and make more fucking money kind of model, if possible, by the way. I say less people working because I don't think you need to hire excess fucking people. I think once you've got a team that knows how to get their fucking job done, then you build upon that team, yes, and maybe hire in some new people, but you hire in new people with the hopes of being able to expand your company. Once you've got a good, solid team that knows what the fuck they're doing, then it becomes time to put a franchise together. That's when you take that team and you keep half of them there to train on a new team, and you take the other half and you go fucking start another fucking business. The same business, whatever you want to do, but damn. It's really messed up, man. Every aptitude test I've ever taken has always told me that I should be the guy basically that goes in and tries to, what's the word I'm looking for? A consultant, like a business consultant. I'm the guy who gets hired to go in and help companies run themselves better. And I love that idea because I'm a problem solver and I love doing that kind of shit anyway. I love those little puzzles and fixing problems and things of that nature. So that kind of goes right up my alley. I see why I would test for something like that. However, I can't get my own fucking boss to listen to me, so I don't know how I would ever get all these other companies to listen to me. And I mean, unless somebody owns a company and they hear this and they go, you know what, this guy's got some good business sense. Hey, I'm open to negotiation for salary. That's all I'm saying. I'm open to some negotiation, but just know if I'm going to help you make your business better, yeah, you better be prepared for those negotiations. That's all I'm saying. So I'm on Twitter now. I am on Twitter. I started up a Twitter for the podcast. I thought it was time to do that. I said once I got to 100 downloads and everything, which was actually a month ago, that I would start expanding the social media base, even though I've had Twitter before, like 2 or 3 accounts, and I've canceled them all just because every time I get on fucking Twitter, it's just, it's garbage all over the place, which for me as an individual is just torture for my brain, but for the podcast, there's fun shit on Twitter to talk about. So, hey, think it'll be beneficial to the podcast in a few different ways. It'll get more people on to follow and things like that, to listen, but also give me some more shit to talk about. Fucking Twitter. I'm terrified of Twitter. I just set this up just like a day or two ago, so it's still fresh. You guys go check it out. I'm going to leave all the links for all my social media as far as the podcast goes in the descriptions for both Anchor and for YouTube. So I'm going to get those posted up and everything. You guys are going to have every single platform that Anchor distributes me on. And again, big shout out to Anchor. Thank you guys as always. I know you guys probably get tired of hearing that shit. You're like, why does he always talk about Anchor? Because they make this shit really easy, and that's an awesome thing, man. Anything that makes your life easier, especially anything that you want to be doing, anything that makes it easier is always going to be a plus. All right? It's always going to be a pro. And I'm on 10 different platforms, including Anchor, because of Anchor. And I don't visit any of those platforms, to be completely honest. Well, no, I use Spotify a little bit. But, man, who's hiring out there? Yeah, that's really what I want to know. Who's hiring? Like I said, I'm open to negotiation for salary here. 30 years old. I don't play that hourly shit anymore. I need a salary, damn it. I need some guaranteed coin. Guaranteed. Because I can guarantee you I'll bust my ass for you. I go to work and I bleed and sweat and all that shit and don't give a damn because I come home at the end of every week with some money in my pocket. It's usually gone because of bills and I'm not making enough right now. And like I said, hours are getting cut back and it's ridiculous. Especially since he just hired on someone new. How are you hiring new people and cutting hours at the same time? Does that make any fucking sense to anybody? Damn, that's frustrating. You basically, at this point, spending, and this is just an estimate, because again, I'm not official on how much everybody's making, but I have a general idea. So let's say you're spending $50 an hour to pay employees, but now you were paying 40, now you're paying 50, and you're cutting back on the hours that people are working, so the less people are working, the less product is being made, so the less money you're making, but you still have to pay those people for the hours that they are there, but you're not making enough money to do it. That sounds like a failing business to me. Spending more money than you're making is never a good business model. It's not a good business model. It's not a good financial plan, period. Okay? People do it all the time. That's why so many people are in debt. Because you spend more money than you make. Stop doing that. I have a cheap ass setup. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I paid $100 for my podcast setup. $100. I think it was like $113. No. I had Prime at the time, so I didn't have to pay all that excess. But I think it was like $107 with tax and everything. Something around there. Okay, I didn't go extravagant because I didn't have $1,000 to go spend on a fucking setup. All right, I just didn't, and I wasn't gonna pretend like I did, cause I'm not fucking 17 years old anymore. I was 17, working, making $500 under the table, and I was spending money like I was making $2,000 a week. It was ridiculous. I tipped $100 on my first tattoo. And the tattoo only cost $150. That's a 75% tip. Who the fuck does that for a tattoo? A cheap tattoo. Now, I won't say cheap, but in comparison, I've gotten $100 tips on tattoos before for doing $1,000 tattoos. Not $150 tattoos that fucking turn around and getting tipped 75%. That shit doesn't happen. All right? Yeah, but I was 17, stupid, had no idea about why I should be saving money or anything like that, and it was dumb. Now that I've gotten a little older and I go, oh, okay, well, here's the business model, all right? I'm not saying don't spend money. I absolutely spend money when I can on things that I want, and I am a bit of an impulse buyer. But the way I see it is, if I get it now, I'm going to have it. If I wait till later, I might not have it to get. Maybe that's not the greatest of business plans either, but that's why I got Katie. She saves more than anything or anyone that I've ever met in my life, and it's actually kind of annoying because she complains that she can't get things, and I'm like, shut up, go get it. Like, shut the fuck up. You can absolutely afford to get something. You don't complain that you can't. Like, do you have any idea what it's like to not be able to afford that? Like, I can't go buy an $800 fucking phone right now. She got her phone, it was like $800. Dude, it would take me a month to save up at this point. With the way my pay's been going, it would take me a month to save up to go fucking buy an $800 phone. And that would be not spending any money all week. That would be spending no money the entire month. That's how little fucking money I'm making right now. And I got to tell you, it's fucking frustrating. I was 17 years old making $2,000 a week, and that was 13 years ago. This is back before fucking 2008. Yeah, this is back before everything completely went to shit. I was 17 years old, making $2,000 a month in cash because I was working under the table, albeit. But, man, the last time I made that kind of money, I was working 2.5 hours away and getting paid $500 per diem. That was 2 years ago. So I was making, before taxes and everything, I was making roughly $2,200 a month. Or, I'm sorry, $4,000 a month with the per diem check. That's with per diem. Without per diem, I was making roughly $2,100 a month before taxes. But even then, they were taking out like $150 out of my check. So I was actually only getting like maybe 400, and I was supposed to be getting much closer to 6. But still, that was decent money. The only downside to that was I was having to travel 2.5 hours to go to work. That was insane. I was traveling 2.5 hours, and my per diem check was to cover the hotel that I stayed at because we worked 410s. And for those of you who are too young to know what that is, that means I worked 4 days a week, 10 hours a day to make 40 hours. Okay, that's for all you kids out there who don't know what the fuck work is. Now, staying in a hotel 3 nights a week, would leave at 1 o'clock on a Monday morning to drive out to be at work by 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Or I'm sorry, would be up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Let me rephrase, because a lot of you guys are going to be like, that's 4 hours. You said you had to drive 2.5. Yeah, fuckers. Well, I had to be up at 1 in the morning so that I could leave at 2:30 to go drive all the way out there, meet up with a buddy, then turn around and leave from his place to go to work. Okay? Then stay at a hotel for 3 damn nights, then turn around and leave work at, say, 6 o'clock or whatever on Thursday to drive 2.5 hours to go back home. I was spending more time in a hotel than I was at home. All right, it was ridiculous. I was basically coming home from the weekends. I was the opposite of the National Guard. I went to work all week, and I was only home on the weekends. But the money was worth it. The money was absolutely worth it. So it's just, and what's so bad is if I had a way to get back out there, I've got an open invitation to go back to that job. And so it kind of sucks for me because I've had several jobs and still to this day have a couple different options to go back to certain jobs that have always been left open-ended for me, because when I work at a job, I bust my ass. I work my ass off when I go to work because I enjoy that job security. I enjoy knowing that there's absolutely no real reason why you could ever fire me. I work my ass off for you. So even if I do slip up here and there, I bust my ass so hard that you ignore those little mistakes, because you know at the end of the day that the amount of work that I've put into that company and help work my ass off for you, it's way, way more worth it to keep me around than to let me go over a little slip up. And those little slip ups don't happen very often. You know, I'm tired of people bitching that they want $15 an hour to flip a fucking cheeseburger when they've never worked in a real fucking kitchen before. Like, get the hell out of here, man. You're not doing anything. Kiss my ass. It's a Mick job. And I'm not hating on anybody with a Mick job, okay? Because I've worked them too. And I get it. But no, that doesn't warrant you making $15 an hour. It just doesn't. I've worked a variety of jobs, and I gotta say, I'm no expert, and I don't claim to be an expert on any of this shit, but man, some jobs just, they don't warrant, like, If you can do it at 13 years old, then you don't need to be making $15 an hour. Think about it like that. If a kid could do your fucking job, do you really deserve $15 to $20 an hour for something that any fucking 13 or 14-year-old could do? All right, then you probably you don't need 15 an hour. And again, I'm not trying to cut that down because I've done that, and if I had to, I would go do it again. Okay, but flipping burgers and shaking some salt on fries doesn't warrant you making $15 an hour. It's not a complex job. There's not even any real thinking that goes into that shit, okay? Let's just be completely honest. You're not doing shit. And I've done that job. I wasn't doing shit either. But if I work at a job where the risk of injury goes up through the roof, then I need to be compensated as such. You know, I work at a job where I do a lot of heavy lifting, and we're talking things that right now that are very easy for me to do, but are putting a lot of wear and tear on my body, and in the next 20 years could have really be the cause for me having a lot of damn issues between already having arthritis in my left hand and bad knees and everything like that. So, not bad knees, they just bother me when it gets cold out sometimes. But come on, man. You telling me you deserve 15 an hour to flip a fucking burger? But I gotta fight for fucking 3 days. I gotta fight for 35 hours worth of fucking work? Come on. Let's talk about what you do versus what I do. You sit around and talk most of the day and bullshit while flipping fucking a couple patties and then sticking them in a fucking hot box. So I have to fucking go lift heavy fucking shit all damn day long, run machines that could cripple me for life and or kill me if they ever malfunctioned. And we probably make about the same amount of money. But let's talk about how hard your fucking job is. Just kiss my ass with that shit. Bosses, man. Bosses. That's my real gripe today. Just bosses that don't know how to run their shit. And we've all had that boss who we looked at and we're like, yeah, I really could do your job better than you. No fucking problems. What do you guys, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. You know, what are your stories of your terrible bosses? We've all had them. I want to hear it. Worst of the worst, guys. Bring them on. I want to hear bad judgments from bosses, just shit bosses who, like, the kid brother who got the fucking job just because he's related but has no fucking idea what he's doing. You know, that type of shit. Let me hear those stories, guys. Hit me up on that. You know, come follow me on Twitter, man, at Insomnia Talx. Hit me up on there now. You guys can come over to YouTube. Again, I'm going to post all these links and everything in the description below. For everybody watching on YouTube, I can do this on the video and go, down below in the description box. Woo! Man. I've been up since 4:30 this morning, guys. Wasn't supposed to be. Just woke up wide awake. Had one of those fucking moments, and I was like, well, this will make for a good, productive day. Oh boy, did that fucking backfire hard. That blew up right in my fucking face, didn't it? But anyway. Yeah, guys. Follow me on Twitter now. Come check out the YouTube channel. To everybody listening on Anchor or iTunes, Spotify, any of the others, thank you guys so much. I didn't mean to do this early this morning, but I figured, hey, fuck it. Why not, right? I'm up. Might as well. Give you guys another one, and hopefully this one will bring us up to 200 downloads, by the way, guys, because today is the 4th, and I believe it's by the 9th. I think we've got 5 days. Either the 7th or the 9th. So we got 3 to 5 days to get 9 more fucking downloads on the podcast in and of itself, and we will have reached 200, which means that in 1 month we've done 100 downloads in the same amount of time that it took to get the first 100, which was 4 months. So that's fucking awesome. That shows some good growth as far as I'm concerned. And I went back and checked, actually, last night. We were at 191. I do this every Sunday. I add them all up and put them on my calendar because I'm a nerd, and that's just what I'm doing. So we're doing good. We're doing good, guys. in my opinion. I think it's been going really well. But I went back and checked it again last night, and not only did the last podcast get more views and downloads and stuff, but so did I think almost every single one of the previous ones. So people are not only coming to it and checking it out, but they're going back and listening to all the ones that came before it. And for that, I thank you guys so much. And for everybody out there who keeps coming back, thank you guys. You know I love you. And for all those people that keep coming back and spreading the word, I love you just a little more. Just a little more. So if you want that little extra loving, people, if you want that little bit of extra loving, put this shit out there. Share it with everybody, okay? Let them know what's going on. Go, hey, come listen to this crazy motherfucker talking about God knows what this week. You're sure to get I'm sure at some point you guys laugh at this, and I hope at some point you guys laugh at this somewhere throughout these podcasts. I hope to be getting Katie back on here again soon. I feel like you guys enjoyed that. That one actually has been blowing up a little bit more, so I will definitely try to get her back on here, and I will try to get it to be a little more peaceful next time, where it actually is just the two of us sitting down talking. So you guys let me know your stories on the bad bosses. Let me know what you guys think about any previous topics that I've covered. If you guys want me to expand on those, let me know. Let me know your guys' thoughts as always. And I think we're going to cut this one off. So I will post again all the links down to any social media that I'm on, so whether it's easier for you guys to listen on Anchor or iTunes or Google Podcast or Stitcher or any one of the fucking 10 different podcast platforms that I'm on. You guys will also, again, find me over on Twitter at Insomnia Talx and on YouTube, as always. So I love you guys. Fuck you guys. Like, subscribe, and hit the fucking bell if you're on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, as always, for listening to my nonsense, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Love you. Fuck you. And bye-bye.